Okay, let's try this again. Um, Man, I was so excited to get into this one today because I was just listening to my live stream from yesterday as like a podcast. I was just listening to it in, my headphones, my background noise while I was doing things, not errands, but like, you know, doing things, okay, being productive. I hate my hair right now. Uh, and then, oh, I shouldn't do that with my eyebrows. Oh my God. I do not understand the purpose of honking in traffic. Like, nobody can do anything about it, okay? Like, the person in front of you is not the cause of the traffic. Oh, it's not gonna make it go any faster. Okay, focus. Focus. I took my Ritalin a little later today because for some reason I'm not quite sure why I was a little behind schedule today. So everything like I got a shower a little later. I did my breakfast later, which means I can't take my pills until I have my breakfast. And I need to come up with a more efficient system, like some kind of like protein bar that gives me whatever protein I need so that I can take my pills. I just get it over with because I never even used to eat breakfast in the mornings because the first pill that I have to take in the morning is for my thyroid hypothyroidism, which you can't eat anything for an hour afterwards. So I just got used to like never eating breakfast basically until like noon. And why am I getting into this? I get so distracted so easily. Okay, I literally just went through like three different topics in like under a minute or 2 minutes. Anyways, I was really excited. Let's just start over, okay? I was really excited to get into today because I was listening to my live stream from yesterday as like a podcast while I was doing chores around the house. And it felt okay. Like before, like I hated listening to my voice. I don't know if it's because I was just so awkward and bad at it the first couple of days, first month I was doing it. Um, or if because I'm just now used to listening to that awkwardness. But I do feel like I'm talking more easily. But again, it could be a combination of both things. Oh, his ears throbbing now. Hmm. Hopefully, I'm not coming down with an ear infection. I'm really prone to those. Okay, and what was I gonna say? Okay, so because nobody is listening to these, I was thinking, what if I just like started doing these? Let me position this lower. It's a lot of white background. I don't know if that's better. Um, my ear is bothering me now for some reason. Um, oh my God, I'm too sensitive right now. I can feel. Don't think you can see my hand shaking. That's good. Good. Okay. What was I doing? This is gonna come off very, what's the word? Psychoforensic? Schizophrenic? No, it's not it. And okay. Uh can I start over again? This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do these live streams because it doesn't allow me to sit here and try to record an intro for 3 hours 30 different times so I get the right one because it's never going to be the right one. I have to force myself to just post this unedited, unfiltered, unhinged version because otherwise I feel like I would never post anything. Let me drink some water. One sec. Um, Just gotta take a breath. Okay, so I was listening to myself as a podcast, and it was much more and not enjoyable but calming. Before, like, it was very like, I don't know, stress inducing or cringe inducing, and I didn't like to listen to them. Like I said, I haven't even gone back to listen to the first week I did these. I It was like pulling teeth for me to like look at those, and there was a lot of like long silences and awkward pauses and a lot of ums and vocal fry, and I've been trying to work on that. I haven't actually listened back to most of my live streams besides yesterday's, because I just did that today on a whim because I wanted to make sure that the audio was working, because I was afraid that the my new ice maker is making too much noise and I didn't want it to pick up. So I'm like, okay, we'll check the audio first to make sure that it's you don't record 2 days of like, you know, ice making audio. And so I haven't really listened back to any of the other ones. Oh shoot, I've been trying not to do the ums and the vocal fry, right? But I have to burp now. Excuse me. So where was I trying to get to this point? Oh, okay. So what I wanted to do is like, yeah, get into these as talking to myself instead of like a wider audience, because basically it is just me going to be looking back on these and they are more beneficial to me than anybody else. Um, and it'd be kind of funny or cool or I don't know, whatever, to listen back to these the next day, and just kind of see where my mindset was then. And you kind of like pick up on different thoughts that I was trying to put down, but wasn't quite getting all the word vomit out. Um, I don't know. I think it's the same feeling that I would probably get if I was doing, what is it, morning pages or, journaling. Gratitude, I can't talk. Gratitude journaling, any of those writing in general, but I'm doing it in a video content form, which is easier for me to do. And yeah, because even if I could somehow manage to, what's the word, be consistent with doing daily pages every day for 6 months, let's say, there's almost no way that I'm going to be reading those back. It's difficult enough to me to listen back on the live streams for just an hour. So yeah, I'm this is what's easy for me. But that got interrupted because this morning, right before I started doing these, I accidentally started with my face, my desktop camera, when I wanted to do the static picture I have set up on OBS to show up, because, and I wanted to explain this, I don't know why, to myself basically, because I, I, okay, so how I have it set up is all these live streams, I have them to automatically download on my computer, and like the preview picture will be whatever, first pops up. And that's how I first started the first couple of days or first week or two. And it was getting confusing for me to figure out what day was what, even if they're all labeled what day they are, but for me it's easier to see the pictures instead of the tiny name underneath. And I've tried different ways to like label them, and still like, I don't know what it is. I just like, my mind doesn't gravitate to the letters. They gravitate to the picture, obviously, because I'm a visual person. So I noticed that if I put the thumbnail, that's going to be what day it is that I'm logging on. That is the preview that I'm going to be seeing, and then I can easily more see that. And then it's changed the colors too, and the fonts and everything. I do that the day of sometimes, well, usually, and then sometimes I'll try to do the day before so that I could just get into it. But anyways, and I try not to take more than like 5-10 minutes to do that, but that is also another struggle. But it's another practice in itself for me to um not get held up on, perfectionism and just, create something really fast. It's like a warm-up sketch for me, if you will. Um, anyways, so I messed that up and I'm like, well, I don't want to mess up like my very curated filing system. So I quickly logged off. I think I was only for like 2 minutes, deleted that, and then had to now start over. And that was a very, very long explanation to today. Okay, so you're gonna listen back to this. So we're gonna change into what is it? First person? Yeah. We're because I'm gonna talk to myself. This is for you tomorrow, okay? I wanted to open this up and it was gonna be so nice and like so like curated. Be like, hey baby girl, good morning. How you doing? I bet you're listening to this now and you're thinking, God, she's so fucking psycho. But you know what? We love her, okay? And we're hearing something. Are we hearing something? I could swear I heard a voice somewhere. This is the problem with wearing headphones all the time. And the music I'm listening to right now is like lo-fi beats with no audio because I can't take two voices in my head right now. I thought I had the capacity. Turns out I don't. Even with the very high dosage of Ritalin that I'm taking, and I'm starting to believe I need more, unfortunately. And I do not want to go anything higher. I mean, I literally can't. I'm on the highest dose available in Mexico, so I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to cope. We're going to cope. That's what we're going to do. Okay? Okay, baby girl. I don't know what it is, but I've been on a very like, hey babes, baby girl kind of kick. Mm. I mean, we've been up on a baby girl kick. And let me see if I got a message back from this girl. Potential friend, maybe. If if I don't weird her out, because that's the likelier scenario. Um, I don't think so. That's fine. So I made plans maybe like 2 weeks ago, I think. I don't know, I'm bad with times and memory. Well, last time I went out to dinner with a friend, she invited her friend, and I've met her before, but like only very briefly one time when we went to a thrift market together. And we never like exchanged any words, but this last time we went to dinner together, we talked a lot more, and I think we vibed, she was really friendly and not, I don't know how to describe it. A lot of people that I meet, I just, not that there's anything wrong with them and there's anything wrong with me. It's just, like when you just don't click with somebody and there's always, multiple different reasons. I'm not saying that I'm like thinking we're gonna be best friends or anything like that. I mean, hopefully, that's always the hope. But I mean, my first initial response, like, she's very chill and cool, and I'm like, I could definitely use that energy with how I am. Oh, I think I'm always like up here, but whenever I'm outside, I mask to pretend I'm like down here or like angry, and which is why the other friend thought I was like a very well, what's the right what she recommended I be a dominatrix, and I kind of got into it the idea for a while, and I'm just like, yeah, I can see that for myself because she thought I was like very like domineering, and I don't know. I mean, I can kind of vibe with it, but I don't know, I think I might be a switch, if that's what you call it, in the I don't know what you call the community. There's letters involved, and again, I don't. mm, I have what's it called? Dyslexia. Dyslexia, yes, that's what it is. And something going on with my memory, I'm starting to notice because I don't know. I think in my head, like it's just so like filled and compelling, and there's so much going on there. But doing these, I'm realizing that there's some kind of misconnection or miscommunication, I should say, because I can't communicate what's inside. And if I can't do that to other people, like, well, I can't even do it to myself most times. So like, I'm definitely not going to be able to communicate myself to other people. Anyways, what was I trying to get at? Oh, I was just saying, messaging. Oh, I wanted to go to this art exhibit. I no, I didn't. Did I even mention it? The first week that I was doing the live streams, I believe was it the first week that I was doing live streams? Or it was the week before. Anyways, it was Art Week in Mexico, which is like the whole week. It's like pretty big, I guess, in Mexico City. There's a bunch of, different events and art galleries and oh my God. I don't know why I'm so gassy. I don't drink carbonated drinks. Maybe it's my ice addiction. You think that anything has to do with it? Mm. Okay. Yes. Okay. Art Week, Mexico City. I wanted to go out, half, like 50% wanted to go out, and 50 really did not because last year I went to some and it just, the atmosphere is just very like pretentious, like rich, artsy folk that it's not my thing. I don't know. I felt like stuffy and like, like, how do I describe this? That was the feeling. And, overstimulated, okay? It wasn't for me. I loved, seeing the art. If I can go through that same exhibit, I would just want to do it like I would preferably best scenario is fully empty, just me, personal. I'm just get to roam free, take as long as I want, do a little like grid because I want to get to see everything, but I want to do it as efficiently as possible. I don't want to be going like zigzagging. I want to do like okay, I want to okay. And I could compromise for like maybe like five other people, but they have to be like 5 meters away from me. Now I'm talking like this. I'm just like, why is it that I invite this girl out to this art exhibit? Oh, okay. Back to the art exhibit that I really want to go see. I saw it showcase like, on Instagram, and it just looked so cool. I haven't seen anything of this kind in, well, I wouldn't say in a while, but something that was close to me that I can see, myself in my city. Everything is always been like out of the country and whatever. So I really want to go see this. It's like I don't know how to describe it. Feminine, femininity, but also feminine masculinity. And like he mixes why that's why I want to go see it because I want to confirm for myself. But it looks like he made like what do you call those flowers? The tulips? No, I think orchids in with fabric and maybe some kind of harder material like clay, ceramic. I don't know. It's just like a bunch of like different cool things and like the style that I like. Very like girly pinks, pastels, and I know that sounds crazy that that's what I'm into, like aesthetically and like visual wise, that's what I gravitate to. But in my own, I guess, personal style, what I like to keep around the house is much more muted and also like things that I wear. Well, everything I wear is black, and my whole wardrobe is basically all black. That's just for me to just make life easier for me and, you know, just more efficient for me and calming, I guess, is what I think it is. However, I love bright colors. I don't know. So what was I even trying to say with this? This whole thing has just been me just babbling for 20 minutes now, and I haven't done any art. Well, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Okay. Because I can't really focus on getting thoughts out, and I mean, in general, just me just talking in front of a camera. If I had to do it while having to do something else like art or anything else, I blank out basically, and there will be very long pauses. I'm gonna continue to try and work on it. I just got really lightheaded from moving my head too fast. That's, oh my God, I might be getting an ear infection because that affects my balance and vertigo. No, no, knocking on wood. We're fine, okay? Well, you tell me tomorrow, okay? So let's 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 cut it on you, okay? Because yes, you have a lifetime worth of things you can talk about, but and hopefully you still have a lifetime more to talk about them. So we'll get into that eventually, I guess. I feel like it's been a long time and my water alarm hasn't gone off. It's 3 minutes until then, so let's put the juice aside for now, okay? Or maybe it's my blood sugar. Maybe see, I'm trying to make excuses to have more sugar. Speaking of, I got more Pocky sticks today. I say I got them, but I just ordered Uber groceries. And I have like 5 of these because I ran out. Like I eat a box a day, basically, which I know. But they're basically like it's basically like nothing. It's like air, like popcorn. Um, anyways. And also the only like milk chocolate that I'll tolerate. Everything else like milk chocolate I hate. I only like dark chocolate, 70% or more, or not more than 90. That's what I know. That's my cutoff point. Anyways, oh my God, pay attention. Oh, I hope my psychiatrist never sees these. She's gonna be like, yeah, your Ritalin's not helping you. I think we need to work on something else. Okay, let me move so you can see what I've been working on. Because I don't think I filmed. No, I did. I filmed. Yeah, I did. I filmed working on this a little bit yesterday. Now this is gonna be my, what do you call those sticks? You know, like teachers used to have those big old sticks. Mine never did, but movies like to represent that they did. Anyways, I continued working on this yesterday. It's still not done. I haven't painted her red yet again. Haven't painted her back to red. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. And I started to put like, I don't think you can actually tell because the rest of the white that's on there is in chalk. But I really wanted to put a saying on there that says, "Don't worry, mom, I'm gonna make it." And it's all because I changed my camera direction to be mirroring so that I don't feel like my face looks weird. Because I was like, it's weird too. Anyways, um, this is gonna look backwards to you. But you need to say but. I need to stop saying but first. First of all. I really wanted to have this saying, "Don't worry, mom, I'm gonna make it," to reassure both her and me and hopefully manifest it in a way. But when I was working on this digitally, I couldn't find the right what's that noise? I couldn't find the right position. That's not the word I wanted to use though. Navigation? No. I have to drink water. I couldn't find the right way I wanted to put it, okay? The words. Let me get up. Ugh, and then get rid of my wedgie. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Okay. Um, okay, so I wanted to put "Don't worry, mom. I'm gonna be all right." And I'm oh, that was the other thing. Okay, I remembered. See? Gotta walk it through. I haven't watched let me put I get so excited. Oh my God. Okay, I haven't watched too many like artist documentaries, but the few that I have watched, like two or three, the people who are making these documentaries about these like long dead artists, and let me move back so I'm actually gonna say, well, these documentary errors, whoever these people are making these documentaries and like doing the voiceovers are talking about these artists' lives like they personally knew them. And some of these artists, like they were from so long ago that it is my personal belief that you can't, no matter how much documentation that you have, whatever writings you have, you can't know what these people were feeling when they were making these art pieces. You can't make assumptions to what they were trying to represent with this unless they physically wrote out their, manifesto and said, this is what I was trying to say with this art piece. And I'm not seeing them include those references. They'll maybe include like, oh, these were like some lost letters from her to her sister, or her from her lover, whatever, whatever. Um, but they weren't even talking about the art piece they were doing. They were just like, yeah, that was what they were going through their life in that time frame. But like it's not enough for me, for you to be able to say, this is what they meant to say with this art piece. So I'm telling you now, if by some miracle we're still around by then, well, I mean, if you're all still around by then, I know I won't be. And for some reason I've made it, well, most likely because as history will tell us, um, artists are only appreciated once they're long dead. So yeah, I guess I hope these are still up by then, and it's my record to say officially on the record, this is what I mean when I'm making this art piece, okay? Do not put any other your personal belief don't put any of your personal believings of what I mean. What, what was I trying? I'm getting very heated for some reason about this. I just don't want anyone else to like speak on my behalf and tell me what I'm feeling or tell others what I'm feeling. Like, you don't know. I don't even know. Like, it's okay, well, let's move on. I need to wind down. Did I drink water? I should drink some more anyway, just be safe. Cool down. Okay. Official log of my manifesto representing of this artwork. Yeah, wish I could be so articulate. No. Okay. I wanted a big piece first and foremost on this wall. I wanted a big statement piece. So, and I wanted that since I've moved in. Okay, so that was like 3 years ago. Originally, there was, let me see, did I put them all away? Yeah, well, I only have one more. Let's see. These were the size frames that were up here. Whoop, that's too high. Okay. There was three of them up here, and they had like some, whatever art frame or whatever art stock image comes with the frame basically that was already in the apartment before I moved in, okay? I hated whatever was on there. I think it was just like some stock images of like landscapes that were like bland and gross and like not my vibe. And if you've seen any of my past videos, you'll know like my mood drastically changes based on my surroundings. So I changed that almost, I want to say almost immediately, but probably not as immediate as I would have liked or should have. Um, anyways, so I wanted to do a big thing of artwork and I wanted to do all three of them, combine all three of them instead of buying a big frame because I wanted to use whatever I had here, even though it's not mine. And I always thought, oh, it's fine. I could always, because I have the saved, the pictures, excuse me. So I can always put it back if I wanted to. I'm hoping if I need to. Um, but I took that off. I put canvases on these frames, painted them black, well, at first white, and then I noticed that because these are not the proper frames to be using for canvases, they're just picture frames. These two lines are still going to be in there no matter what I do, unless I re-stretch the canvas into the proper canvas that there should be like. Well, anyways, because I got the backstory, because all of all, is that still recording? Okay, because all of that, all those circumstances, I ended up with the idea where I thought, I'm like, oh, you know, it would be really cool if I can make an image to, you know, continue throughout all three frames. And I worked on several different concepts for over a year, and I couldn't find anything that I was very like happy with and that I would work in here to match the rest of the style I have going on. So I just never moved forward with anything. And then this year, because I decided to quit my job and have all this extra free time, I decided I have no excuses to not do this. Also because God, what a bummer it would be to just, yeah, have like gross art here or nothing, and then trying to call myself an artist online, you know, well, to everyone. So yeah, I made it a point to just get something on there, and I reworked the idea of wanting to do a fire horse because of the Chinese New Year's that I literally found out, I don't know, maybe a week or two before I started prepping this. And literally last minute, I changed it from all three frames to two because I was really struggling with all three frames in here. Because in the digital mock-up I was doing, it would always like cut her face off in the, you know, where it splits, and I didn't want that. So I changed it to only two, and now I'm feeling like it could kind of represent, because I started this before the Chinese New Year, started in January, that this would represent this side of the frame, you know, leaving the previous year and jumping into the new phase of my life journey or whatever. And yeah, and then I wasn't really sure if I should just do the horse. That's another thing I really struggled with, and I couldn't get it down right on digital form. And as I said, I didn't want to keep procrastinating on it, so I just went for it. I did the horse first and said I'll figure out as I go, and I did. I really wanted to put some kind of person as a representation of me writing, you know, the new year in like using it as a momentum that I need to push myself to move into like, you know, this new phase of my life into like a more creative one. And I really hope my mic doesn't cut off at any of this point because I'm going to be very, very upset that I feel like I'm maybe being coherent, and those are the times that the universe likes to cut me off. Um, anyways, continuing on, my explanation. So I got the writer, all of that worked out. Now I want to add more details onto this. Well, I mean, it's still totally not done. I shouldn't say details yet. Because like I said, this whole thing has been trial and error and a learning experience of how to use acrylic paint. And the whole, honestly, the whole freaking process has been a learning experience because learning how to properly prep canvases and, literally almost the entire thing is what you should not do. But I think that also helps with like representing of like the just doing, just going for it head first. And I don't know, yeah, just like not festering on wanting to be perfect. Okay. And then the don't worry, mom is something else. I'm still trying to work out the exact placement. That was the word. Wait, did I use placement before? I don't. I wanted to put don't worry, mom on one panel and then I'm gonna make it on the other to, you know, I don't know, emphasize or with comma split the sentence. But I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure exactly where it should go. I placed it down here, like small writing, and then over here, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of like putting "Don't worry, mom" on like a horse's butt. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but and it's just I'm struggling with like the weight of where things are. I think that's what I'm struggling with right now. I want it to feel even and I don't know. I don't know how, okay, you see? I don't know how to describe it of what I want it to look like, but when I see it, I'll know if it's right. Right now, I can feel like it's getting there. I'm moving in the right direction, but it's not quite there yet. Yeah. So, what was I trying to say with all of this? I don't know. I think I was just wanting to show off my art, my unfinished art, which that's another thing. I haven't technically finished any art piece. Well, it depends on if you consider Instagram Reels or these YouTube lives or any of the digital content that I've been putting out. Um, but painting wise, I haven't finished them. I did also, but okay, so yesterday I was feeling very like unproductive and lazy, like after I got off my live. So I don't know why, like after I get off these lives, I kind of take like maybe an hour. And I don't think it was quite an hour yesterday, but it felt really long. I went on, social media just to like do a quick update, a post of like, I don't know, like a story or something. Oh man, that was another thing. I said yesterday I wasn't going to post anything on social media in what is it? Not respect, but I can't think of the other word. Wait, I guess in respect to like Women's Day and me not feeling up to going out into doing that and supporting the cause of being a woman. I said I wasn't going to post anything and then I did post a story. I forgot. I'm sorry. Anyways, it was a stupid story. It was just about me like having a tiny cooler for a fridge. So I think it's fine. It's fine. Um, I was like, oh my God, I have to go see a foot doctor. I feel like my left toe is purple. My feet and hands do not circulate blood well. So if I'm not like constantly like moving them, okay. But that's funny because my right one is the one that hurts, but that one's the one that's always nice and pink. What? Okay. I was productive yesterday, okay? Even though I felt like, okay, because I felt like I was about to be like very like unproductive and lazy. I'm like, well, I gotta get up and do stuff. And I heard one somewhere or read something somewhere, I don't know, that people with ADHD, like the death of what is it, of efficientness is sitting down, which is basically what happened. Like we have to be standing basically to be like on the move and continuing to do things and be productive and everything else. And so is what I did. I kept telling myself to just like keep standing, keep doing things, which honestly is what I prefer to do when I'm painting for most of the times, unless I need to get a different angle. I can't help it. I'll have to sit down. Um, trying not to um, oh my God. Uh, okay, take a breath. So I worked on this a little bit. And then I started working on the oil painting because this bitch keeps staring at me with a glare of a, I don't know, what do they say? Something about a woman scorned, that, whatever that is. And her demonic boyfriend or slash, what it is, a platonic friend behind her. They're both very judgmental. I need to finish it, okay? And like put it away. I feel like I'm like it's gonna be a curse painting at this point. I have no idea what compelled me to paint it. I think it was probably demonic forces. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and start on her face and neck because that's a different color palette. The other areas are definitely not done. Here, I'll switch my cameras. Though I'll definitely probably post an update somewhere, some point. So I am gonna try, actually, let me just put on my tripod because I noticed that whenever I try to hand hold this, excuse me, I don't know if it's my hand or because I'm using OBS, but it shakes so much. Okay, so I continued working on his face yesterday, mainly just like the mouth and stuff, and I got lost in the teeth. And then so frustrated that I ended up kind of like just almost blacking out all of it because I wanted to change some of the teeth anyways. Because there is one here that was like really long and big, and it just looked kind of funny that there's just like this one middle tooth that's just like really long compared to others. I think what I want to do is not like a vampire teeth, but just make the edges a little longer compared to these middle ones. Um, Yeah, so this is still definitely not done. All of this areas, I didn't blend them well because it was very wet and oily when I first did it. So everything was blending too much. So I needed to let it dry. But then the next day, all that stuff happened with my fridge and everything. I was so stressed out. I didn't want to touch this. And so then yesterday it was now too dry, so I can't blend it in now. I'm just gonna have to add another light layer, and which is fine by me because I think I need to lighten these two colors and this one too. And but before I do that, I want to start working on her face because that's the last color I really need to put down, or I guess her hair too. But um, I think I can work on that last. Okay. So I guess let me switch cameras again. Okay, let me move this so I don't forget that it's back there and trip on it. Okay, so I guess this was just one very long unplanned ranting the entire time slash manifesto or whatever you would call it. I have to drink water. and not doing any painting and just doing show and tell. Right. So hopefully tomorrow I can get some painting done. Oh, but that's the other thing actually I wanted to go over is that I don't know if I need to be doing anything creative during the live streams. Now I'm thinking about that was one of the requirements when I started doing these, one of the requirements for myself, because I wanted myself to be doing something creative every day. However, as I said, after yesterday's live stream, I continued to be creative and paint and do other stuff. So I don't have to rely on the live streams to make me do something creative, as I don't think, not yet. Um, and also even if I'm not doing a live stream while painting, I sometimes still shoot, B-roll content while I'm painting, and I don't have to talk during that, so it's a little bit less pressure, and I get better like angles. If I'm switching it around so much, and I work better because I'm more concentrated on what I'm doing when I'm painting instead of trying to fill empty space, empty silence with my voice and random stream of consciousness. So I don't know what point I was trying to make with this. I guess that I don't have to always be painting or doing something creative while I'm doing these daily logins. So I'm going to maybe tomorrow I'll try to talk to myself as in first person more than in whatever this has been. I probably switch back and forth a lot. Anyways, shit, I said again, didn't I? Okay, so I'm going to set up a goal for myself. I'm going to listen back to this live stream tomorrow morning while I'm doing my, morning routine of making my bed and showering or whatever, cooking. And hopefully it teaches me something. I don't know. I'll I'll let you know tomorrow, okay? Until then, love you. Okay? Bye.